was sticking out all over. And yeah, it's so funny to me that he's just walking around the streets getting
his ass
mobbed.
stuck out. I seen his ass.
Yeah. But
that's the thing, Russ, is he's not far from there. Like, he lives in that area. So, I mean, he's just coming down as a spectator, just checking Mothman out, because obviously he hunts him. So,
let's see, when I went, the Mountain Monsters had a giant booth where all of them were there, sitting there autographing. Now, they didn't do that this year. This was just a wild, wet huckleberry walking around.
Oh yeah,
wild, wet huckleberry. Yes,
it's called fate. It's called fate. He just happened to be to be walking right by me, and I was like, "Oh my god, there he is!"
Yeah, they were pretty close
to be there.
What the hell else we gonna do? Wander around the world the rest of our life, not knowing who the hell we are?
Yeah, he was wandering around Mothman, not knowing who the hell he was.
Everybody there knew who he was. It's fucking Huckleberry.
Absolutely. Yeah, maybe he didn't want the other guys to come. They keep hogging all the attention. I know I got to get pretty close to Wild Bill and Buck, but, this was before we were doing this show, so I didn't really care about him as much. Now I kick myself. I should have gotten talked to all of them. But, Mike, we want to have you on for this so we can talk about this. We're about to talk, we're going to talk about the creepier side of Mothman Fest now. We're going to get off the fun streets with all the museums and fun food, and we're going to get to the creepier side. And here are you guys heading into one of these old TNT bunkers. And why don't you describe what's going on here, Brendan?
If this is the clip, I think it is, we showed up, we were like, last year when we went, we had a guide. And actually, Toby from Secret Transmissions, he set us up with a guide. It was Captain Catfish who took us around. So this year
that is the correct pronunciation, by the way.
Yeah, it is. And Zanger was there, so he knows. But this year we went in blind, and me and Weebs and Zanger are in the car together, and we're riding down there, and we're just we don't know where we're going. We're just going to go ahead and show up, and we end up arriving almost in the same exact area that we were in last year, which is weird because there's hundreds of these bunkers. And we just ended up at the end of this road, we're we're going to go. We're actually one row over from where we were last year. So this is us arriving. And, we were all at BW3s having some wings and some beers. And we were like, hey, let's go. We got a great idea again. Let's go to the TNT bunker. So this is it.
Yeah, it's like saying, let's go find the pig man. They're saying, let's go find the Mothman, and here they are.
All right, we are at the TNT bunkers. We don't know which one we are at, but we are here.
I think Brian's got it. You got the bug spray, Brian? Any more? I'm going to use a little bit. Not be cross-eyed.
I don't know where we're going or how to get there, but...
Good deal. Hold that.
There you go.
We don't have a guide like we did last year.
Oh. Who was our guide?
Captain Catfish.
Next thing all you do is walk down the path.
A bunch of trails like this. Yeah.
Well, there's 15 million of them.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to put my belt on, eh?
Follow the pregnant lady.
Like that headlight. It looks pretty. I don't know. There's nothing weird about meeting a bunch of strangers you met from the internet and doing it.
Actually, Bork explained it.
All right, I love that little bit. I don't know. You got to tell me who said that, but someone said...
That was Sharky. I'm pretty sure that was Sharky Xmas.
Wait, what thing was it?
Okay, shout out. I'm glad to hear some Sharky Xmas in these clips. Sharky, long-time unbeliever, but he said, that was the funniest thing he said, there's nothing wrong with going to walk into a strange place in the woods with a bunch of strangers you met on the internet, which sums up a lot of what meeting up at Mothman's all about. You got to put a little trust. We're all good guys, but when it comes down to stuff like this, yeah.
It is a great quote. I enjoy that. He's always awesome. Every time I see him on the internet posting stuff, he's really good at it.
And awesome in person too.
Yeah, he's they drove props to them because they drove from Canada. And this is the thing, he messaged me, they were going to leave Thursday night. It was him and his friend Brian, and his car broke down just before they got to the border. So he had to have his car towed back to his house, and they got a hold of another car because he was texting me. He's like, I feel so bad, I can't make it. And he's like, wait a second, I got a line on another car. We're definitely coming. So they got another car, and they came down, man. It was great dudes, great guys.
Well, I thought I went through a lot getting there, but coming all the way from Canada by car, losing your car, then getting another car, that's some dedication. I'm really glad to hear that he got to make it, because I know he's been wanting to go for a long time.
Yeah, and he had no service on his phone either the whole time, because it was from, like, he had to buy a plan, because it's technically, like, you know, roaming minutes. Yeah, international.
Lord. Well, yeah, and, yeah, Zanger, do you have anything to say about this? What was it? Talk about someone putting on a belt? Was that you?
Yes, that was me. I was looping through. God, I'm going to sound like a lunatic. I had a machete with me because going there for the third time now, learned valuable things. Like, one, there's a lot of brush and crap like in that area, so having something to at least move it out of the way or chop it so you can get through is very handy. And also, in case you run into anything out there, at least you have protection.
Okay, well, yeah, and Sharky's statement makes a little more sense now when you've just met everyone, and Zinger's putting a machete on his belt and telling you to follow him in the woods.
Well, before I even started recording, I like got in Annie's like glove box and I pulled out the 38 special. I did. I pulled out Annie's 38 special and I put it in my pocket. Yeah.
You did that stealthily. Like you were like, I'm just gonna put this in here. No one's gonna see it. I'm sitting there like having trouble putting a belt on with a giant knife on it, going, oh, hold on, guys. Let me just make sure this sharp object's secure to me.
Yeah, and Sharky, y'all are looking at him going, this guy does no cell service. He's not even in his own car. No one knows where he is. We can lose this guy quite easily. Glad he made it through safe. I might have to get some proof of life from him. Maybe check Twitter, see if he's okay. But we're going to head back now into these mines, and you guys can go a little further, and we're going to hear some Zanger talk.
Where's Zanger? Hold up.
Pants down
out here. So right now we just left the cars and we are walking down a trail. We have no idea which bunker we are at, which set, but you drive down this road, it's the middle of nowhere and there are bunkers everywhere. So right now we're waiting on Zanger to put his pants back on. Hey guys, is it scary down there?
The third one.
The third one?
Yeah.
How many are down there?
I wouldn't go in the third one because I kind of...
Is there a bunch of people down there?
The first one's like
partiers.
And then,
second one, there was nobody when we went in.
Yeah,
third one.
Cool. The third one was the one you guys ran last year when Annie saw that.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is the same
I don't know.
spot.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know.
I can kind of pick up on things, so I wouldn't go in there.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Thank you. Be careful.
All right, they're picking up on things not going in. It sounds like you almost have to rent the bunkers out. Like there's a party bunker over there. There's some wild teens in this one. Some guys got a booth set up in this one. So Michael, why don't you tell me some about what was your experience going around these bunkers?
Oh, it's really eerie out there. And then there's glowing worms along the path, and we didn't run into the attack duck this year. Or goose, whatever that was.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I totally even remember that when we were there.
Yeah, tell us about the attack goose.
Oh, well, it wasn't there this year, but last year there was a goose that and it wasn't trying to attack anybody actually, but it would come up to you and just stand by you, and then if you walked at a normal pace, it would just follow you everywhere you went.
A shadow goose.
Yeah, that is eerie.
Like a
creepy
shadow goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having glowworms and weird geese around, and you're already in a place that's creeped out with all these different party bunkers. But we're going to go back now with you guys back to the cave, or bunker.
Guys, don't worry. What, the flash?
No, that...
Hey, guys, don't worry. I can measure stuff.
We're all safe.
Might have some Mothman prints you might need to measure.
If you come across a footprint, don't you want to know how big it is?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or a wiener. A random wiener out in the woods. I want to know how big it is.
I just need a ruler for that. I don't need a tape measure.
A yardstick.
Hell yeah.
Hey, does anybody need me to do the Bigfoot call? Annie?
Yeah. Bigfoot comes where he wants to. trust me, based on the things I've seen on the internet, he definitely does.
He does.
All right, so this you guys going around, and did you ever do some Bigfoot calls out there?
I think I did a couple times.
Oh man, you didn't record that stuff, man. Oh, we need to hear that.
Wait.
I'd say do it now, but don't. Oh, that was pretty good. Not bad.
Not as good as this one.
That's almost pretty close to the one that I do, actually. It's pretty close.
It's hard. That's one of those ones. After you hear that, it's hard to do a different Bigfoot call because you just want to sound like that one because it's so much fun. But
if you get online, you can look up Bobo doing the Ohio Howl. So that's the one that I try to do all the time.
yeah, he's got some weird ones too. If we ever cover that show, we'll definitely have to highlight his different calls. So that's all he does, really. He's just a Bigfoot caller, it seems. But we're going to get some more of you guys in the mines, and you do some cool stuff that I didn't think to do, and this had to be fun. You guys used a spirit box, right?
Yeah. We decided we were going to come down there and try out the SB7 Spirit Box. And for people who don't know what it is, it's basically like the easiest way to describe it is it's a box. It's like a radio. And when they first discovered how to use this, they used to use those little portable handheld radios, and you would cut the button that would like change the channel. So like you go in your car, you hit the seek button, it like scans the channels till it finds a station. You basically clip that wire and it just keeps scanning. So that's what it is. It scans so fast that it's supposed to pick up voices of spirits or something otherworldly. And if you get a full sentence,
that's something.
It shouldn't happen. Yeah, it shouldn't happen because it's going so fast.
Now, there's a lot of people who make a lot off of being on YouTube, or maybe they don't make that much, but they always are on YouTube with the Spirit Box trying to connect with whoever recently died. I forget how they are. I don't want to plug them, but let's hear the clip. This is you guys using the Spirit Box.
Injured Cole, are you here?
Okay, now you can definitely tell you are in the bunker now, the echoey bunker, but I wanted to catch that first bit because you're using the Spirit Box to try to find Injured Cold, the alleged smiling man.
Yeah. 100%.
Grinning man.
Good move.
Well, that's awesome. And now it's hard to tell in the recording, but did you pick up any kind of statements or anything while you were in there?
We had a couple stuff come through there, and it sounded like a female talking, but it's so echoey, and you can hear how echoey it is in there, and it's like it was hard to really understand what it was saying. So it was like, could have just been whatever. So,
but you guys do a little more of this, and this is another little clip of that. And here is Annie Weebs asking the Spirit Box a question.
Was there actually a creature that I saw here last year?
Is that a response?
Get that Doppler Spirit Box going. But what Andy asked there is, was there a creature in there last year? Now, were you doing this in one of the bunkers you had been in previously?
No, I don't think we haven't even been down this row of bunkers before, I don't think. I mean,
no.
Yeah, and if you hear that really close, she says something, and then you hear what sounds like a female talking right after that. That is the response that we caught from there. Annie was the only female with us. And you heard this high-pitched voice like right after she says that. That's coming through the Spirit Box. So,
oh, wow.
That's why it was weird.
Very, very cool. What do you think of this? Michael, were you here for this one?
Yeah, I was there. Being there in person, you can actually hear better on that recording now than what you could hear when you were standing there, because the echo was so much in that bunker that it was really hard to pick up anything coming through.
Yeah, very cool. Well, we got another one here, and this is when Brendan takes it by the reins, and he's starting to ask the real questions.
Was there